Welcome to the BAM Sports Show.
All right, so here we go.
Maybe I'm the weird one.
It's 2022. We don't judge. You do.
No,
what
I
you
don't.
wanna do.
A fan of the show had a shout out for you.
You should just shut your mouth. You're coming off as stupid.
Welcome to a brand new sports show experience coming through your wavelengths. Let's get ready to have some fun. So sit back, crack open a drink, and let's talk some sports.
Good evening, everybody, and let's talk some motherfucking sports indeed. Welcome to the BAM Sports Show. I'm your host, Blake. I'm joined, as always, tonight with the group of guys. I got my boy Ryan. What up?
Whoop, whoop.
Keith is with us.
Ayo.
That dude down in Jacksonville is here tonight.
What's going on, fellas? Actually, dudes down in Jacksonville.
Oh, we got
because
two dudes down
this
in
character.
Jacksonville.
Plural.
Welcome, Eric. I believe, Rick, this is your chief. Is that right?
That's correct. This is my
He
boss.
said he meant to say chef.
Yeah, my chef.
Chef
His personal chef.
Yes.
Well,
All the
we got
fancy
some.
holiday lighting he has.
We've got some baseball contracts to talk about. Baker does magic last night in LA. We got some Sunday picks. I'm going to start the show with saying one thing.
Fuck.
Week 14 buys are bullshit in
That's
fantasy
not what I
fucking
thought you
football.
were going to say.
They are.
I agree.
I'm gonna follow that statement up with fuck Wilson Contreras.
That's what I thought you were going to say. That's what I thought you were going to say.
I will tell you what, the whole Week 14 thing, the one league that I'm still, that I made the playoffs in, I'm the number one seed, and I was the one team that just wasn't just completely shit on by Mageddon in Week 14. So
It's awful.
I have
Fucking awful.
Any
confidence I will be keeping my number one seed in that league.
commissioner who has playoffs in Week 14 can fuck off.
Don't you have
Yes.
playoffs in Week 14?
Yes, Garrick. I'm talking to you. I know you're not watching, but fuck you, Garrick.
Yeah, why aren't you watching, Garrett? Fuck you,
Yeah.
Garrett.
Garrett. You know what we're gonna do for that?
Baby back bitch.
We're just gonna make this official real quick. I just want to make this official.
Just fuck you, Garrett.
And
Garrick.
Oh, well, fuck Garrett, too. I don't know. Hey,
whatever, close enough. Well,
on
shit.
The, on the subject of old Willie,
You know what? I'm
going
changing his
down
name
to
to
the
Garrett.
Cardinals. I have some stats for you. You know me, and I got to talk about baseball when I can. With Wilson Contreras, Justin Steele pitched a 3.97 ERA and gave up a 7.10 OPS. With Johnny Gomes, Justin Steele pitched a 136 with a 563 OPS.
Well, I think we
which
know
is-
that Gomes is better.
Huh?
We know that Gomes is better
Yeah.
because he's not a fucking traitor.
I mean, no, he's been on like 8 teams. He's not he's by the same definition, a traitor.
He's a hooker, not a traitor. There's a difference.
We didn't spend the money for Willie. It's us.
That's on us.
It's Jed.
And on Houston for not fucking spending the money on him.
It's just that's a wild difference in catcher ERA.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Good luck with that, St. Louis.
I'm in it regardless of whatever. So
I mean, everybody's excited for him down there. He's excited.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean,
Fine, Willie. Break our hearts.
I'm happy to have him. Definitely won't complain.
No other big moves since Tuesday.
Nada. Garrick.
Except for
Garrick.
lots
It's
of
Garrett now.
Okay.
People join the show be like, who the fuck are they talking about? And why are they putting that on their screen? Fucking out of control. Have we signed Carlos yet?
Nope.
No.
What are the big signings, Ryan, that have happened kind of since Tuesday? I know one happened right when we went off the air on
Is
Tuesday
that the
night.
Judge one?
No, that happened before.
The Cubs pitcher.
Oh, Jameson Talion.
Yeah.
Pull this up here. Xander Bogaerts to the Padres, which is wild. They've got 3 fucking good shortstops now.
Can only play one a game though.
Hey,
Yeah, but you got Tatis. He can play the outfield. I mean, he was playing the outfield before he decided to
right,
crash his dirt bike, whatever the hell he was doing in the Dominican
and
Republic.
then it was PEDs, right? As well.
Yeah. First he like crashed his dirt
accidental
bike.
PEDs.
Yeah, then he was it was treating ringworm,
The fuck?
and then
Whoa.
Yeah.
69 XXX life.
Whoa.
Thanks for
Whoa. What in the world is that?
We are getting out of control tonight.
Any
Zucker bots
viewer
are
is a
real.
good viewer, even if it's a bot.
Have a good time. Find your love. Brought to you by 69xxx.life. That's 69xxx.life.
Okay.
So yeah, Mitch Haniger with the Giants. That's a decent move for them. Judge staying with the Yankees for $360 million.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, he would have signed for I think about $80 million less if they would have just offered him that in the preseason, and they didn't. And so they had to pay $80 million extra to keep him.
Isn't that crazy?
It's dumb on the Yankees' part, but super smart on his.
Oh, this one
Contreras,
has a kissy face this time.
Oh, Contreras to the Cardinals we talked about. A outfielder coming over from Japan.
Boston, right?
Masataka Yoshida, 5 years, $90 million with a $15.4 million posting fee because he was actually subject to the posting system. And that's a crazy deal. The dude's like 5'9".
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Guy.
he's a normal sized person, an average sized human male.
Ichiro wasn't a big guy either. I mean, Or look at
That's true.
Look at who's the fucking guy from Houston? The little fucking was he second baseman?
Altuve.
Altuve.
Yeah, Altuve. He's
Yeah.
literally like
Altuve looks
5'4".
like an Oompa Loompa some days though, in those orange uniforms.
So I mean, I have to bring up like
I actually had to think that
the whole Judge thing. Were any of you disappointed that he did not sign somewhere else? I was disappointed. I was hoping he left the Yankees and just went somewhere else. I didn't care where it went, just somewhere else.
Yeah, I was hoping he went to the Giants.
I agree.
Just because I'm a fan of dudes hitting a ball a long ways, and it's even better when it goes into water.
Well, didn't he like write a note to like
he did.
When he was young? Like that would have been cool, right? Like to complete that whole thing. Like I always like to hear those stories when kids grow up watching a team and either going to that school or playing for them or whatever. It's always fun to.
The Xander
Bogaerts
one.
The 49ers quietly.
Who?
Say that again?
That's what Tom Brady's, I think, secretly trying to do with the 49ers.
No.
Would Aaron Rodgers be trying that too? Because wasn't he was a 49ers fan, wasn't he, Keith?
He was.
Yeah,
yes.
He's from that
He's from that area. And he went to Cal.
True. Brandon Nimmo, 162 to stay with the Mets. And that was like the last big contract signing.
Yeah,
the Xander Bogaerts one is still just so crazy to me because it's 11 years, $280 million. He's 30 years old.
Jesus.
Right?
Yeah.
That's
so my thing was
already
all these contracts.
Already declaring.
Oh no! So I was just going to talk about these contracts that are. I mean, it started I think it was the Miguel Cabrera. I want to say he was the first one that kind of started these 10-year contracts. Him and Albert Pujols. That these contracts took them to like the 38, 39, 40-year range. They're that old. Like it just
Alex
doesn't. I understand these contracts are probably front loaded, which makes sense, but it just why these 10, 11 years? I understand it's the market, and you have to do what the market is doing, but it's ridiculous. I'm kind of just trying to feel it out. Like, what are your guys' opinions? Like,
it's
stupid
it's
10-year
creating Like, if they're going to give out contracts this big, we need to switch to an actual hard salary cap, because for the teams that want to spend,
Yeah.
Mets, the Padres, the Phillies right now, the Yankees historically, those teams, the luxury tax isn't really a big deal until you hit
Yep.
like a super level of it, and then you're just forfeiting a pick at that
Yeah.
point.
Right.
And so, the teams that want to spend money and they want to buy a championship, like,
And I'm still kind of wondering why the salary cap hasn't hit the MLB yet. Because look at the NHL. So for a long period of time, the Red Wings ruled hockey because
Oh,
there's
yeah.
no salary cap.
Yep.
And then the salary
Mhm.
cap got instituted. And then the Red Wings they made the play. They had the longest streak of playoff appearances of like all the
As
major
all the-
sports.
as
And
all
then
their
eventually, like,
players
not-
got older, and then
Yeah,
they
yeah. I mean,
faded
of
out.
course, but they could pay the players, and they were willing to pay the players.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the last sport up until until the major league or the baseball, where the baseball is like the last sport that hasn't instituted the salary cap. I wish that baseball would introduce that because I feel like it'd create a level playing field.
Yeah. If you have a
And I
100%.
salary
don't
cap
know
in
why. I don't know
baseball-
what's preventing them from doing that.
If you have
Other than
the
money.
players
The
union,
money.
the players
Yeah.
union.
Other than money, yeah.
But if you have a salary cap in baseball, you also have to have a salary floor as well, because you still
Yeah.
have teams like the Orioles and the Marlins that go into a season with a payroll lower than the pay of one player. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
But
So-
yeah, I
That's
just don't know
true.
how you would.
That's true.
I mean, how do you enforce that? Like, how do you tell someone you have to spend this much money on salary?
It's crazy right
You know what
now
I'm saying?
though,
Like-
because the disparity is so stark. It's creating different classes of baseball teams because they're allowed to spend so much more money than other teams can or comfortably can, because their owners are richer and they have a bigger market and all that.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a weird disparity with baseball teams that, we got to set a cap to it, and I feel like it's got to be harder than just this luxury tax.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Something's gotta change, right? Make it more of an equal playing field, I guess. But
It won't change for a while because they just signed a CBA.
I was gonna say they just signed a CBA, and Lord knows we'll have a lockout before that. So, who's the next big one? Because I mean, it kind of like it. We had a whole on like a lot of smoke, right? A lot of smoke. Their winter meetings ended. All that shit just fucking poof gone. Who's next? Who's signing?
Well, it's not going to be Dansby Swanson because he's getting married tomorrow.
Mazel
Yeah.
tov.
Welcome to the club, Dansby.
Our condolences.
Yeah. Sorry for your luck.
His girlfriend's fine as hell,
Well, he's a professional baseball player.
I would
Of course
hope
she
so.
is.
and his fiance is a professional soccer player.
Yeah, for the
In the great
Chicago
city of
Who is
Chicago.
it?
soccer team.
Chicago, Mallory Pugh.
Oh, okay, yeah, game over. Yeah, she's fine as fuck.
See?
I've had a huge crush on her for a few years now.
I
It
don't even
was
know what
first
she
it
looks
was
like. I
Julie
gotta look
Ertz.
her
I'm
up.
not trying to bring girls soccer in the conversation, but first it was Julie Ertz. Now it's Mallory Pugh.
Oh yeah, she's fine.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, are they getting married in Chicago? Is it just gonna make it easy to sign his contract on Sunday?
That's a thing. He could. Well, legally, would he be able to if he's that hungover?
Yeah. You think
Who's to
Jen's just
say?
gonna like follow him to the airport? Like, hey, before you get on that honeymoon plane, just sign this real
Come
quick."
back, baby, come back.
Yeah.
Maybe come back.
Oh man.
Mallory
Well,
Pugh.
hopefully,
Good for him.
Good
hopefully
for
we get
him,
some
right?
More.
Yeah. Can't be mad at the guy.
I'm looking right now at Cott's contracts for next season, and the A's have the lowest payroll right now, and they're still trying to shed payroll to start the rebuild.
Jesus.
Their
They're leaving.
payroll,
Is it a done deal? Like they're leaving Oakland, right? Or is it still up in the air?
I think it's not official yet, but like they're on the way out.
I was
Yeah,
just
yeah, they
about
got-
to
they
say
got- they
because
got one
I
foot out
remember. I
I
remember
heard a
even a few
U-Haul was
years
backing
ago
down the
that was
drive.
yeah. I remember even a couple of years ago that was a hot topic of conversation shortly after the Raiders left. Just that Coliseum, for all the history that it has, is just decrepit.
Garbage.
I mean,
They
it
had
is.
shit like leaking in the dugouts, like actual poop.
I think it was same with the Washington Commanders. Like they had sewage pipes bust
That-
like onto
happened.
fans and shit.
Like Dave
Disgusting.
Matthews Band over the Chicago.
So I
River.
wonder if they're not spending so much. I wonder if that has anything to do with the A's right now. They're not trying to spend a bunch of money on players. They could use some of that money for a new stadium. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just
it's
kind of
who knows?
spitballing, but
Speaking of shit,
Every professional team has left Oakland. Like the Warriors left, and then now the Raiders left.
Where are the Warriors
So I mean,
playing
it's just
at?
kind of like
Golden State.
they're in San Francisco.
yeah,
Okay, so they went across the bay.
Yeah, they literally like jumped. Yeah,
Huh.
But so speaking of shit, we did have the XFL uniforms come out, and I say that because Vipers fans poop standing up. Eric, have you got an XFL team yet?
I do not. But I mean, if I had to claim one just by default, because I know a guy who's like very passionate, I guess I'm a Battlehawks fan.
yeah.
Even though no,
out
I
here.
like that. I think I had a conversation with him. I think I like the Sea Dragons. Was it Sea Dragons, right?
Yeah,
the Seattle
Seattle,
Sea
yeah.
Dragons.
Yeah. I like the Sea Dragons logo. I think that's what it was. Yeah.
So you're
I
a
like
Seahorses
their-
fan.
I like their alternate, and like I gotta say, though, like I was critical of the Seattle Sea Dragons. I don't know why they made it Sea Dragons. I think Dragons was just fine. And while I
Agreed.
was critical of their logo, now that I've seen it on their uniform, I'm not as I've kind of softened my stance on that a little bit. But I don't know if you guys have had a chance to see their alternate logo, but their alternate logo is sick. The Sea Dragons, they have a really,
Mhm.
really cool looking alternate logo.
I mean, as a previous Washingtonian for about 3 years, I think I'd probably have to claim them.
That's
Okay.
fair. That's fair.
I don't hate that.
We got uniforms this week. Those look
Yeah.
pretty cool. I like them. I mean, I liked what they did with the DC. Whose dog is barking?
Not mine
That's
this time.
my neighbors.
It's not.
Ah.
It's not mine this time.
It's not yours this time, Keith.
No, not mine.
The thing I
Usually
like
it's-
about what the
usually-
teams did is each jersey has like something different to it, like some sort
Yeah.
of weird design in the background or on the collar.
Something subtle.
But like they weren't flashy enough for me.
Really?
I like the Orlando colors, that like
Mhm.
green and bright green. It's like Oregon Ducks kind of colors.
Yep.
Yeah. They're all
Yeah, see,
pretty
I don't
they
know,
were all
like,
decent.
That
Orlando's
shocks
was
me,
my
though.
least.
Sorry, go ahead.
Orlando's was my least favorite. I felt like their uniforms reminded me a lot of what's the name of that league that Johnny Manziel plays in now?
Fan
The
Player
control.
control.
Yeah.
fan-controlled football league. Like it looks like that. The logo and everything
Jesus, Keith, have
looks
another.
like that. But to your
cut me
point,
off.
like Ryan said, I like the fact that every one of the teams, and I kind of like as best as I could studied their uniforms and like kind of read about what the thought process was behind a lot of the design, like specifically why the uniforms were designed that way. And every one of them were very intentional about something having like a subtle nod to that city or that city's history. Like the Battlehawks, mind you, this is a 2020 jersey, but their new jerseys, the stripe that's going over their shoulder is like purposely like shaped like the arch. And then of course, we already know about like their actual logo and everything that goes behind that. But the Battlehawks were intentional rather than having like white away jerseys. They have like a jet gray colored jersey on purpose to kind of, a subtle nod to St. Louis's history with aviation.
Mhm.
And then with, DC, if you take a closer look at their uniforms, you have to like really pay attention to see it because it's kind of like faded into the uniform, but it has like kind of like the, like camo, like digicam, like type, on like the shoulders and
Yeah.
stuff. So I thought that was kind of cool. I like that the Houston Roughnecks, in my opinion, have the best overall uniforms.
Yeah, I love that logo.
Yeah. Well, and see, I'm still disappointed that they caved in and changed their logo because the NFL threw a pissy fit that their 2020 logo allegedly looked
them.
look too much like the Oilers logo. But speaking of the Oilers,
It
one thing that I
does.
noticed,
Their helmets are sick too, by the way. Sorry.
Oh yeah, by far, it's like the Texas flag. Like I thought that was badass. But the Dallas Renegades, their away uniforms look a lot like the Oilers' old uniforms. Like I get serious
Really?
Oilers vibes.
I'm gonna look these
Yeah.
up.
But
I'll say,
no,
Ryan,
I
if
don't
you
think
can
that
find them, throw them on the screen.
I don't think that there are any bad uniforms in the XFL. I think that they have the team. I mean, like I said, like I've talked about in the past, they have a marketing Goliath in Danny Garcia. Yeah, so there's that's their 2020 uniforms.
Oh, that's their 2020 uniform. Oh yeah. Well, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll let you guys
Just go
down.
go to their Facebook. But they have an absolute marketing Goliath in Danny Garcia. So, I'm not surprised that they found something to kind of make it work. So that's all the uniforms right there. Here, let me see if I can. Oh, that's okay. So that's their home uniform.
That's the
They
Renegades.
have that's the Dallas Renegades, or excuse me, the Arlington Renegades.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah,
the
you can
DC
see the
Defenders.
camo on the shoulders.
Yeah, for the DC Defenders.
Mm-hmm.
But can you go back to the what's it called? That's the Houston Roughnecks. Can you
Which
go
one do you
back
want?
to the Renegades away uniforms? I think it was
This
like
one?
2 back. One more. Yeah, that one. That
Their
one reminds me a
helmet's
lot of
pretty sick too.
So that's the
Yeah,
Arlington
white
Renegades uniforms. The white one looks a lot like Houston Oilers
Yeah,
uniforms.
it does. Very throwbacky, very cool.
Oh, those are good
Yeah.
colors though.
Yep.
Yeah,
Those are
I
clean.
think
I like
they
those.
had the most improved since their 2020 uniforms kind of look like shit to me.
We're
But
now
I like
a
their new uniforms.
sports fashion show.
Yeah.
Fuck
Oh,
yeah.
that's darling.
The piping is just special.
This gives me very Houston
see that
Texans
stitching?
vibes.
Very, but like better.
Yeah. Look at
Those look better
I
than
like
the Texans.
I like the logo down on the leg here.
Yeah, I think all the teams have that. All the teams have the logo on the pant leg.
Yeah.
But the fact they have their I like that, and I think the Renegades
cool,
might
too.
be the only team that have.
Back up. Those green ones, those are pretty dope.
That's what I'm saying. Those Orlando.
I don't like them.
Yeah,
I think
that's kind of. I like that. That's Oregon. I mean, that's dope. Though.
No, that's the Orlando Guardians.
Yeah, I mean that's Oregon colors. Like
Yeah,
that's something like the fucking Ducks would do. That's pretty dope. I like that.
I think that the
Seattle
Houston
ones just look like the Broncos.
they do.
Can I see where's the Seattle ones at?
He's getting to them. So that's the Guardians away uniform. This now.
Here, there's the
shit.
Seattle ones.
Whoa. What the fuck? Why does it look different on your screen than mine?
Because I switched it.
Oh.
You look like
Seattle
you were
has
frozen. I was keeping it going.
uniforms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Doesn't it just kind of look like
Yeah, I
the
mean,
Broncos?
cause I mean, like every Seattle team has like a green color to it, like the Mariners,
yeah, because it's the
Seahawks.
Emerald City.
the
Yeah.
sound, the sound, like WME, I don't know what the fuck they're called, but they have like a green color scheme.
I think that I don't know this to be fact. We'd have to obviously go back through them, but I want to say that the Houston Roughnecks are the only team that actually have their team logo on the shoulders, which I think is badass. But I will say,
no. Seattle,
whatever-
I think, does too.
oh yeah, so you're right. Seattle does.
Yep.
I will say my second favorite is the Vipers. They have like snake skin on their uniform,
Yeah.
or like a
The-
snakeskin design. Whenever you get
Their
to those,
logo is
I
honestly sick because it's like
Is
I
Is the
didn't want to
XFL
say it, but they are sick.
is the XFL? This is the first year for the XFL. I mean, prior to the
no.
previous one.
No, it's
Or
like the
what
third.
was last year? What
It's-
played last year?
the USFL and all
USFL.
all but like one team's uniforms and logos were terrible.
Which one was it?
So USFL is
The-
coming back though. Like I've seen commercials for them, right?
yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they're
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 not
not
going-
going to
they're not
last. Yeah,
Oh,
why'd you
Blake
kick
died.
Blake out?
Blake.
I didn't
Oh.
kick him out.
So the XFL. This is with the Rock and
Yes.
all that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Danny Garcia, Jerry Cardinale.
they have a team called the Brahmas. For God's sake,
I mean,
Yeah.
that's my team. That's who I'm gonna ride with.
which team?
So
The Brahmas.
San Antonio Brahmas. For that
Brahma?
reason,
Is that what they're called?
yeah,
Brahma?
so
like
yeah,
the Brahma
so,
Bowl from The Rock.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, I
Yeah.
like those. Those are
Yeah,
dope.
they're
Those are
pretty sick
sick.
too.
and I will say, I've said this before, I'll say it again. I could easily see now St. Louis right now is like still by far.
Wait,
like the-
what the fuck
you
are
know,
the
the most-
Brahmas?
It's a bull.
It's a bull, Brahma Bull.
I mean, I'm from the country in Ohio, and I've never heard of a fucking Brahmos.
It's like it's
Country in
Is it-
Ohio, and he's never heard of a bull.
Is that
no.
Spanish?
I think it's like Spanish.
Okay, yeah, that's like some south of the border.
That's
type
like
shit.
that was the Rock's nickname was the Brahma Bowl, and so it's like a kind of a nod to him. But I've
Gotcha.
said it before, and I'll say it again. I think that while right now St. Louis is like by far still like killing it. You look at all the social media pages, and like St. Louis by far has the biggest following. And when you look at the XFL team store, St. Louis has the most sold out stuff of any other team. But I could easily see.
That's
Look at this
Oh, it's a
motherfucker.
fucking cow with a big ass hump. Okay, gotcha.
Look at this bastard.
Yeah, he looks like he's hung.
People also ask, are Brahmas bulls friendly? What is the meaning of Brahma bull? Why do
See, I'm not the only one
Very
that's like, what the fuck was a Brahmos?
Protective of their offspring, their herd.
I only knew what it
Even
was
their
because of The Rock.
humans. That's a concerning, quotation. They're protective of their humans.
See, I wonder like how many
They're
people
like,
like when they see it on the schedule, who the fuck are the San Antonio Brahmos?
That's just a fucking big old hump neck.
But
Yeah.
you know what? Say what
That
you
might
will.
be trending. Who are the Brahmos?
Say what you will, but I can very easily see that San Antonio fan base, for all the flowers that I just gave St. Louis and Seattle certainly too. But
Dude.
San Antonio, they show out, man. When they
Yeah,
have
I was
a
gonna
team-
say the same thing. They're fucking
they
hacking that.
like for the
place
short
down.
while they had the Saints during Hurricane Katrina when the Saints were playing all their home games in San
Mhm.
Antonio. San Antonio showed the hell out, and then you look back, for the short while that the AAF was around, the San Antonio Commanders were by far and
Yeah.
away like that league's like crown jewel.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be
I feel like that's
interesting
one of
to
the
see.
cities that like they're craving for a professional team other than the Spurs.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And they have a stadium like the Alamo Dome. I'm sure it could probably use some renovations and updates, but if they wanted it, if the NFL wanted to put a team there, although, it would be kind of weird, like having 3 Texas teams, but then again, look how many fucking California and Florida teams we have.
True.
But
Texas is huge.
If they wanted to, they could easily, and then just ask, for a bigger stadium later. But that Alamo Dome there is a very worthwhile facility that they could play at temporarily, kind of like how the Rams did at the Coliseum there until that new piece of shit that Kroenke built, where they're playing at now.
I agree with you on a lot of the fucking Kroenke shit.
Real quick. That's a
That
good
stadium's
stadium.
Nice.
It is a good stadium.
In case you were wondering,
It is a good
the-
stadium, but
the
what's stupid
Brahma
about it?
bull, his hump is edible.
His lovely lady hump.
It's edible. You can eat the hump.
Oh
you
man,
can eat the hump.
You can eat the hump.
It's
No,
full
that
of meat,
stadium in
not
LA is
food.
just fine. But what's stupid about it is it's shaped like the logo that they used in St. Louis that they no longer use.
Yeah,
And that's the
funny.
Chargers home stadium, shaped like the
Yeah.
St. Louis Rams logo.
Chargers should just come to St. Louis, I think.
Rick,
I'd
if
be
I
cool
bought
with
you
that.
tickets to go watch the Rams in LA, would you go?
Who are they playing?
Doesn't matter. Would you go?
It depends on who they're playing.
I go
No,
to
it
a
doesn't matter.
Packers
It's the
Well,
game.
principle.
no,
went
I
to
take
a
that
Packers
back.
It's
I
the
would go,
principle.
like-
Would you go watch the Rams play because you hate Stan Kroenke? Would you put money in his pocket? Would you, if I bought you tickets, would you go watch them play?
Well, if you're buying me tickets, I'm not putting money in his pocket. So sure.
All right. Don't bust me
You
with
get
semantics.
you get
You're
free
buying the
tickets.
beer. You're buying the
Hold on.
beer. You're buying the
Hold on.
fucking the pretzels.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
You
So,
get-
I mean,
You get
I
free
would-
airline and hotel. The tickets are $1 a piece. Are you
Sure.
buying those tickets? You're putting money
Sure.
into Stan Kroenke's pocket.
but like, I mean, yeah.
And you
What a
just bundle
but
it
then,
in
no,
none.
you
then
said
again,
what a sellout.
that means that I can never shop at Walmart again because every time I shop at Walmart, I'm also putting money in Stan Kroenke's pocket.
Well, don't go to fucking Walmart then.
This guy's
Yeah.
got pockets everywhere.
I would
like a
go
cargo
like
pant.
simply because like, you know, for all the shit that I talk, like, yeah, it's a gorgeous stadium. I'd love to go see it. And it's football. I would still enjoy myself.
Would you
You
shit
still-
in a
I mean-
urinal there?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
There's not
Oh,
a
so you
urinal.
poop
in
standing up? Are you a
America.
Vipers fan?
Wait, what did you
There's
ask
not
if
a
I would
urinal?
shit there at that stadium?
I asked if you'd shit in a urinal, and you said absolutely.
Oh, I just thought you said, would you shit there? And I said, I was like, yeah,
I'd
absolutely.
still shit in a urinal at any place, anytime. It could be the Vatican. I'll poop in a urinal.
Are you sure you're not a Vipers fan?
Fuck, their logo's sick. Maybe
Blake,
I should.
you
be.
should for the fans here, for the people watching, you should fill them in on the shenanigans that we had with the Vipers fan page.
Oh, well, if they're not a Battlehawks fan, they're not fucking privy to the information. But
I'm privy and I'm not a
all of
Battlehawks
our-
fan.
all of our listeners are fully aware that Vipers fans shit standing up, so we make it known every show. But since we're talking about LA, we had Baker make his debut, I guess pretty impressive debut last night in LA off of, I mean, you can call it what you want, but he had 2 days. You know, I
didn't think he was going
back-to-back
to get into a
primetime
game.
games.
I'm going to
Back-to-back
push back
primetime
on that.
games
a
that
little
were
bit.
boring as fuck until 4 minutes left in the game.
Right. I'm going to push back a little bit. Like, certainly, like you can't talk too much shit on Baker. I mean, the guy got there 2 days before.
Yeah.
You know, he played that game. But and credit to him, like he had one amazing drive at the end of the game. From like
Did he?
literally their own end zone. But I will say that I think that game was more on how absolutely dog shit Derek Carr played than it was how well Baker Mayfield played.
I
So
agree.
before we start, like John Wolford started that game, right? That's
Yeah.
what I.
He-
That's,
He
played
the first
three
yeah, he
snaps.
and
played
I remember
three
looking at
plays.
the stats, and I saw the stats. Like I didn't see
Three
Wolford
plays.
attempted one single pass. Am I correct?
He just
He
handed
played
it off.
three points.
He
That's
left
it.
his helmet on though, like he was going back in. So good for him.
Yeah.
Okay, because when I
Alrighty,
looked at the
coach.
stats, it's like oh yeah, Baker's going in. I'm like, okay, did Wolford suck that bad? And I looked at the stats, like he did no pass attempts. Like
No.
Yeah.
He just handed the
was he
ball
that
off.
bad?
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
you got to think though, Baker on really less than 2 days,
Less-
right? Because he got there Tuesday night.
yeah.
What in the fuck
What
was that?
Jimmy Gorgon.
And then I mean, you got to think
There's a
no,
tornado siren.
really no weapons, right? Like no Cup, no Robinson. Is somebody in like a bombing zone? Like,
I don't know what that's coming from.
Ryan, if it's us, we're fucked.
Yeah. Oh well. I think it's Eric. You're outside still, right?
What's happening?
I said you're outside still, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, you heard that motorcycle?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what it was.
You guys could hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got good ears.
Yeah.
Jesus, I'm like a mile away from the road.
Shannon,
we heard it.
Shannon with the Brahma Bulls
It
mating
was.
call.
By the way,
Oh,
Yeah,
Absolutely.
my
The-
bad.
the
I got
Shannon
like this much of my cigar left, and I'll go inside.
the
You're
hump
good.
of the Brahma
Shannon
Bull
is my older brother.
is
I know.
known as the brisket of Australia.
Of
Sorry.
Australia.
Yes, it's the brisket of Australia. It's also got the highest possible marbling score of 9, the same grade as Wagyu beef. Beef.
We need to be eating some Brahma Bulls.
See what I'm saying?
I'm looking so forward to seeing like
Punch
the memes that
pit
come out.
hill.
What the
like-
hell is this? We're getting
You know,
spam
all of the
calls.
memes that the Battlehawks have, you know, for the caca and all this shit. I can't wait to see what type of memes that the Brahmas fans come up with.
I still
We're
can't
getting
get over the
spam
fucking name.
Holiday Coffee Chocolate JT School Food Camp says New Orleans first seed, Memphis
We need a
Grizzlies
moderator.
2 seed. My pick, King 5 seed, Hawk 7 seed.
Thanks, Holiday Coffee
we're-
Chocolate
we're-
JT School
We're
Food
not
Camp.
even close to NBA playoffs, but all right.
Anyway. No. Did you
Yeah.
guys watch that drive by Baker at the end of the game?
Nope.
Yes.
He was aided by a pass interference where he threw a pick.
Was it a legit call? Yes.
It was. But I'm just saying, like, Baker didn't play great. I'm trying to aid Rick here. Baker did not play great in this game.
No,
He was
but I
aided
mean,
by that pass interference.
Right.
He was aided by a stupid play by D lineman knocking the ball out of his hands, giving him another 15 yards. He made one good throw that entire drive.
yeah,
But he made the throw that counted, right?
He did, but he made the one
He-
throw that counted.
he played well enough. Obviously, I like I say, I think that game was more on how absolute shit Derek Carr was than it had anything to do with Baker Mayfield. I mean,
Well, and the
Damn.
Raiders defense, right? Like you just completely like you let Baker Mayfield on a day and a half in fucking LA with no fucking weapons come back and score 2 touchdowns in the final 4 minutes of that game to beat you.
I mean, damn. Like, you know, if you're a Raiders fan, like, my gosh, you had a guy who never even coached a college game, let alone an NFL game,
Right.
on like a week's notice, come and beat you with who was technically at that time. I understand he's not a third string quarterback, but at that time, before Jeff Saturday got hired, Matt Ryan was the third string quarterback. So you let him come in, a
Rick's
guy
never gonna
who
let
his
that line
only
back.
coaching experience, a guy whose only coaching experience was at the high school level, the last time of which he went 3-7, comes in his first NFL game, beats you. And to your point, just like you said, Baker Mayfield, a day and a half in LA, beats you. Like,
So I mean,
if Josh
Baker-
McDaniel
Baker-
does not get fired at the end of this season, I don't know how Raiders fans don't lose their shit.
I
mean,
I think
I'm-
he
I'm-
survives.
I'm not a Browns fan by any means. I mean, even though I'm from Ohio. But if you guys remember back when the Browns were in like their 0-21 streak or whatever,
Mhm.
and then they benched whatever quarterback that was, they brought Baker in there.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I was like, shit,
paused
did my
on this
shit
point.
freeze again?
Baker led them back, and the Browns got their first win in I don't know how many games. And then I remember that was like the Bud Lights. Bud Light actually even put
Oh,
out
yeah.
Yeah, remember they had like the Bud Light cases like locked up in bars and stuff, and they just like opened them up as soon as the Browns won. This kind of reminds me of that. Like, you know, Baker's good for these little. I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, you know, you can't say that the Raiders didn't plan for Baker because is John Wolford really different from Baker Mayfield? They're both kind of mobile. They both can kind of pass. But I feel like I don't think we should be reading too much into Baker Mayfield and this nonsense. Because for the first half, he sucked. It wasn't until the fourth quarter where he came alive. And that's exactly what happened in that 0-21 game, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was the exact same thing. And then
And
all the
yeah.
T-shirts came out, Baker, touchdown maker, and all those Browns fans are just going nuts and wild. And 2 years
shake
later,
and
they're
bake.
like, yeah, shaking, yeah, shaking, yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing that I can think of, I saw somebody else make this point, is Baker was really good in a Kevin Stefanski offense. Stefanski. I don't know how to say his name. And going to an offense that's somewhat similar to that could help bring more of the Baker that we saw out.
The shitty part about Baker was he was very good in that first year with Kevin Stefanski.
Mm-hmm.
That was the year that they beat Pittsburgh in the playoffs and whatnot. And then the next following year, he decided to make a tackle like third game of the year, and he wasn't the same. He just started playing through injuries.
Yep.
So you never really got to grasp what Baker would be in that offense. And then he went to Carolina, which is dumpster fire. And so
Browns
I don't know. I
did
mean,
him dirty.
maybe.
I mean,
Yeah.
Rams,
the Browns did a lot of people.
really. The Rams stand nothing to lose by signing him. I mean, I was listening to a podcast the other day that
what podcast?
There's a real possibility that Matthew Stafford could potentially retire after this year. I mean, if you think
I think
about
his
it.
wife is pushing it because we made the point on Tuesday. Like, she's a brain cancer survivor.
Yep.
And he's got a brain stem contusion or spinal cord contusion or something serious.
Right. That's exactly right. I mean, and there's really no need. I mean, he did what he needed to do. He finally got his ring, after playing for the god-awful Detroit Lions for so long. He got his ring.
I honestly thought he was retiring like after that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So all that
He's
said,
been through so much,
all that said, they stand nothing to lose by signing Baker. Like if he does okay enough, the Rams have no draft capital whatsoever.
Yeah. Who are they going to draft?
Right. Exactly. So if that ends up, being the case, like, okay, cool. They at least have a guy with like recent starting experience. So he's not, to me, Baker is, like they say, just a guy. I understand he was a number 1 overall draft pick at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he can be a starter, but I feel like that's really about his ceiling. Like he's not, other than what we saw that year, like you said, that they had beat Pittsburgh in the playoffs after Pittsburgh went, I think, 11-0 to start the season that year.
Yeah.
But I don't think they really have much of a choice. And I mean, if nothing else, they have nothing to lose, like to keep Baker around for a little, let him audition, for these next few games. And if they see that he could be serviceable, okay, cool. We ride with him next year, sign him to a contract next year. Because I really don't think that there's going to be a lot of teams, if the Rams don't end up keeping him beyond this year, I don't think that teams are going to be just beating each other over the head to get him.
No.
Unless he just goes on some crazy, Cinderella type run these next few games.
In that case, so then let me ask you this: in that case, does LA throw money at him?
I don't see it being much. I don't know. That's tough.
Baker has an ego. How much do you throw at him? Like,
yeah, no.
Let's just say he goes. Let's say he goes 500 the rest of the way for the Rams. That's a win for them. Do they give him a 2-year deal?
Consider it.
Give him a 1-year deal. Prove it.
Oh yeah, you
you
only do a 1-year
like,
deal with him.
Yeah, like
a
some
1-year
kind of like backup deal.
Yeah, I think a 1-year deal is fine. I'd be okay if I'm the Rams GM. I'd be okay with a 1-year deal, 1-year prove it deal.
I mean, the bigger question is like, is Aaron Donald going to stick around after this season?
I don't think so.
I doubt it.
Heavily talking about.
I mean, they were like, yeah, let's run it back. Like you ran it back to a 5-win season. Congrats.
I think he might be.
Deal.
I want to say he might be the only remaining St. Louis Ram left.
Yeah,
on that team.
And Jalen Ramsey, like I feel like he's going to want to push his way out.
Yeah,
I mean, Jalen Ramsey, is he even Jalen Ramsey from like 2 years ago?
No.
No, this is a career worst year for him, or like one of the worst years of his
Yeah.
career.
So
Talk
I
about
didn't
the
watch the game
hangover,
last night, but like,
you know?
was Devonta Adams? Was he primarily on Devonta Adams?
Tried
He
to
was,
be.
yeah.
Yeah, trying to be.
Yeah, that one-handed catch, my God! Like I think
That
it was
was
like the
fucking
second or third
dirty.
play of the game.
With
I mean-
Jalen Ramsey covering his eyes, like what the fuck?
Yeah, like you're paying Jalen Ramsey to be your number one corner, and the dude ain't got it
Hey.
anymore.
And
He's not bringing the Brinks truck to practice, or the
yeah, Brinks.
yeah, he's not bringing the Brinks truck to OTAs, whatever the fuck it's called anymore.
Yeah, and to think a team got rid of that wide receiver. How fucking dumb do you have to be to get rid of a wide receiver?
Yeah, how fucking bad.
We-
of your
Devontae
team, dude.
Adams. God,
He
what a dumb
wasn't-
fucking team.
He
I'll throw
wasn't
another
gonna
wrench out there.
play.
I'll throw another wrench out there. So the Rams don't have really any draft capital whatsoever. Obviously, like it looks like it's finally all these years of them basically just trading away their draft capital, to get players or whatever. Looks like it's finally starting to catch up to them.
Yeah.
Do
They
they
sold
trade
their
away
soul.
Cooper Kupp?
I am so fucking happy that you brought that up. Blake, I have a
Yeah,
hypothetical
fuck
for you.
them pick.
All right, I'm listening.
All right, let's say the Bears, our beloved Chicago
Oh, okay.
Bears,
Okay.
in the season with
Are
the
trading for Cooper Kupp?
with the second draft pick. And the Rams go, we will give you Cooper Kupp and his contract because you have to take on that money.
Yep.
Let me just look it up real quick while we're talking.
It doesn't matter. Yes, I take that deal.
For the second overall pick.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
You have to. That's like
Absolutely.
I'm trying to think of
And I
I'm
kiss
trying to
them
think of
on
the wide
fucking
receivers that are
lips.
coming out this year.
It doesn't even fucking matter. Yes, without
would you
question.
pay 2 first rounds for him? This
Yeah,
year, next
probably.
year?
Yeah.
How many years has Cooper Kupp been in now? At least
Because you-
5 or 6.
You trade for him and
Cooper
then
Kupp
sign
is
Saquon
29.
Barkley this offseason. Suck
He's
a dick.
29. Cooper
Kupp
Kupp
is
is
29.
29 years old.
Yep.
Damn.
Cooper Kupp is 29.
So that is like so that's where we like everyone talks about that
The
29
decline.
and 30-year-old age range where like they start digressing.
Mm-hmm. I won't.
I don't think I do that. I don't do that.
I don't do 2 for him. I probably do that first overall pick. Maybe. I don't know. I know Poles wouldn't do it. Poles has a plan.
Yeah, I
You-
agree.
So
Yeah,
he
yeah.
wouldn't do it.
He's
but-
29. I didn't know he was that old.
Yeah.
Well, regardless
He's been
if
in
it's the
league since
Bears
2017.
or someone else, like if you're the Rams GM, kind of looking at everything as it is right now,
At
do
this
you
point,
consider trying to deal Cooper Kupp away
Yep.
to try to because you have nothing. I mean, yeah, you
At this
have
point,
Cooper
you got to
Kupp.
tear down
End of
and
list.
rebuild. You have to tear
Yeah.
it down and rebuild. I mean,
Does Cooper Kupp
Yeah.
have a no trade clause?
That's a good question. I'm gonna find out. I don't think he
all right.
does.
Well, Ryan, while you're doing that, let's get
Um,
into Sundays. Did you find it?
He does not have a no trade clause.
Before we
No,
get
I would
into
chip
that, I just
Ship his ass out.
What, Keith?
can I bring up a quick soccer thing?
Sure.
Oh hell yeah, soccer. Let's go.
A lot of it's not gonna be anything happy. It's kind of sad. Probably a lot of soccer fans know Grant Wall. He passed away in Qatar while broadcasting a game.
Oh shit! What the fuck?
Yeah, he was the one that got kicked out of a stadium for wearing a rainbow shirt.
Yeah. So
Wow.
this
conspiracy.
happened early this morning.
He really got kicked out for wearing a rainbow shirt.
Yeah, 'cause it's
Qatar's
like-
Wow.
Qatar's
super-
super
Start
fucking
the
backwards.
conspiracies right now.
Yeah. Well, that's already been started, actually.
Yeah.
I saw it on Twitter earlier today.
I saw it on
Jesus.
ESPN. I didn't know that he got kicked out for wearing a rainbow shirt though.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, rest in peace to him, and soccer fans, we are sorry for your loss.
Shit.
mean-
all right. So let's get into this. What?
Oh, no, I misread something. Go ahead.
All right, so we got Jets heading to Buffalo to play the Bills. Von Miller has a torn ACL when they got in there this year or this week to do that surgery or clean up, whatever. They found out he had a torn ACL as well. He's out for the season. Do the Jets go 2-0 against the Bills?
Is this
That's
in New York?
tough, man.
It's in Buffalo.
Well,
This game
technically, it
is
is
in
in New York. Technically, it is in New York.
Yeah. Bills.
Yeah, I'm still taking the Bills.
I'm still taking the Bills.
No
I'm
one's
taking-
writing Big Dick Mike White.
No,
That's
and it's
you know,
only
and
big because
that's
he's so tall.
that's the
It's
thing because
proportional.
they beat the Bills with Zach Wilson. The Jets beat the Bills with Zach Wilson, but I'm
Right.
still going to take the Bills. I don't think that Josh Allen, Sean McDermott, Stephon Diggs. I don't think that they take that loss that they had to them the last time that they played. I don't think that they tolerate that. I think that they go into this game, with a little bit of extra pep in their step. And
I think that game
the
was
Bills
only
take it.
2017 too. It was
Yeah, it's not like the Jets just like mop the floor with the Bills. Like
Holiday
close.
Coffee
Yeah.
wants to remind us that the Rams won versus the Raiders.
yes, and
thank
us
you, Holiday
Bears
Coffee,
fans,
Chocolate, JT, whatever.
School food camp.
the bots
what?
are wild tonight.
They are wild tonight. Hey, we need the views, so bring the bots on, baby.
Right, I'm saying invite all
all
your bot friends, bots.
I
Get
mean,
us a
just
bot
in time.
raid. Have a good
Have
time.
a good time. Find your love.
Oh, have a good time.
Very nice.
Thank you. Come again.
So I'm gonna stick to a couple of teams and see if you can kind of keep up with me. Texans and Cowboys.
I feel like you guys have reached a
Texans.
new level when you guys have got the bots going. I mean, I'm just saying.
That's right, dude. That's true.
Yeah,
Getting bots.
give me.
Well, our viewer number went up by 1, so maybe we did get another bot in.
Give me the Cowboys.
Oh, we got another one.
Oh wait,
Oh, so
Agent Quavi says, "Hey Eric, stop telling my mentally challenged man to do inappropriate stuff to the family dog. The dog is acting strange, and you'll be sued for the vet bill." Who is that?
I don't know who that is.
Can't
I
believe
mean,
you
the only
think
per-
that's funny.
Can't believe you think that's funny.
The only person that I told that I would be on this channel was my friend Jason, and I asked him.
Well,
Oh.
Agent Quavi is watching you.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. Anyways, Texans at
If I can help
Cowboys.
with this whole Pam dilemma here.
Panthers at Seahawks. Who pick?
We'll get to that in a minute.
All right.
Texans,
Yeah.
Thank you,
Cowboys.
Holiday.
Texans,
Cowboys.
Yeah. Cowboys
So I
by
will-
slaughter.
I
I
want the
still
Texans
have-
to wins though.
I still have my JJ Watt jersey. I will wear that jersey during that game
I like it.
Eric's first.
because
I also go
fuck
Cowboys.
the Cowboys.
He's trying to
I
figure
want-
out who Agent Quavi is right now. He's sending text messages and shit.
I want
Eric, who you
Houston
got?
to win.
Cowboys, Texans.
Oh, Cowboys, for sure.
Yep, that's unanimous. Cowboys here. Chiefs at Broncos.
Oh, pff,
No one's cooking with Russ.
no.
Denver fans didn't realize that when Russ showed up in town and said, "Let's cook," he meant with Jeffrey Dahmer.
This is going to surprise you. I'm actually going to pick the Broncos.
Really?
Yep.
Is Russ not playing?
No, he's playing.
Is he not
playing.
playing?
He's playing. I
Right,
just
why
I
are
don't
you
know.
picking the Broncos?
Was Eric murdered?
got a feeling.
By the way. All right. Did
Nope,
Agent
sorry.
Quavi grabbed him.
He's just going into his glory hole.
Yeah.
He's going to
On paper,
He's like, "Shit, there's somebody out
This-
here watching me. I gotta go inside."
Eric was activated.
like I remember before the season started, like this was one of the games. Well, I mean, both of the Broncos Chiefs matchups were games that I kind of mentally circled because on paper, like this should have been like a freaking great game to like look forward to.
That's why it was in
But-
prime time.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, Chiefs by slaughter.
I think the Broncos are going to beat them.
No
Cortland
way.
Sutton's out.
I
their
mean, that
lead
defense
running
is
back is-
phenomenal, but there's
Oh,
no
yeah.
way.
No. That's
No.
that's the heartbreaking part is they have a great defense, but
And they always
nope.
have a great. They've had a great defense for the past couple of years, but their
That's
offenses
why they're
are
going
terrible.
to win.
no
So
Cortland Sutton, man. Like you have nobody. You have Jerry Judy. End of list. I
Jerry
guess Greg
Judy. I was gonna
Dulcich.
say Jerry
up.
Judy is a fucking like first
But
rounder.
Latavius Murray, don't forget him. I mean, I got him. He's my second RB. So hey, he's 32.
yeah.
He's 32 years old, and he can still run.
all right, did you guys see my theme on the 3 games that I picked so far?
They should all be slaughters.
No. Well, they should be, but
They're all
no,
bird games.
that Jets Bills game is going to be a good one.
Yeah, that's true.
All 3 are potential landing spots for a certain wide receiver.
He
OBJ.
doesn't.
Do you think
I don't
he
think
signs with
OBJ
any of those
plays.
team?
I don't think he
I
plays
thought he
at
was
all.
kind of hinting at we're coming back to the Giants.
Well, the Cowboys gave him a bad injury look.
Damn, Shannon.
I had to throw that one up.
My
I was
brother
thinking-
says, my older brother says, don't think the Broncos could beat the Chiefs' illegitimate children.
Jesus Christ.
That's a good one. I love it.
So someone had mentioned the Giants. So Philly plays the Giants this week. What if a dark horse is Philly signing OBJ?
They don't need him.
Yeah, I don't. No,
Don't need him, no, but it
That's
would
a
be very
waste of
similar to the
money,
situation in LA.
See, LA, I think, had a need because they had Cooper Cup and
Nobody.
End of list.
end of list. You
Yeah,
know, so I don't think there's as much of a need in Philly because they've got AJ Brown, they've got Devontae Smith, they've got
Dallas Goddard.
They've got Miles Sanders.
Isn't Goddard hurt?
Goddard is hurt, yes.
They've got Kenny Gainwell who can catch passes out of the backfield.
Yeah.
All right, last game that we call before we get to locks. Panthers head up to Seattle to play the Seahawks because holiday coffee
chickens
chocolate
by
wants to.
a million.
Seahawks.
Sea chickens by a milli.
Orange Bronze.
I'm starting to assume that English is not your first language. And sorry for making fun of your texting.
Is it? So is this a?
Also,
so
I'm
this is
very
gonna be a-
high.
This is gonna be a late game, right? This is gonna be a 4 p.m. start, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Which I'm pumped about because I actually get to go see it. I get to watch it now.
The
I'm kinda-
Niners Panthers.
Wait, no, the Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Oh yeah, excuse me. That's what I meant. Niners. Seahawks Panthers.
Is Walker? Is Kenneth Walker playing? He's out, right?
No, he's out.
He's
He's out.
Yep.
I'm kind of.
DJ Dallas is hurt, I believe, as well. I think they're only like
It is
truly healthy
s-
running back right now is Travis Homer. But I like
the
Travis
s-
Homer.
I
the
think this
Seattle-
is a Panthers win.
The Seattle always injured running back list. That's just what they are.
Yeah,
They always have injured running backs, it seems.
You're not wrong. I mean, a la Chris Carson.
Yeah, but I still
Todd
take
Henning.
Seattle in this one. They have Geno Smith has played phenomenal. He's completing over 70% of his passes. He has Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. I don't think that the Panther. I mean, well, the Panthers have a
The
good.
defense is kind of legit. It's not
They
bad.
have a good defense. They don't have an otherworldly defense, but they have a solid defense. But I don't think that their offense can keep up with Seattle's offense, even without Ken Walker. I think that Geno's been doing plenty enough through the air that I don't see Sam Darnold or PJ Walker keeping up with them.
I'll go against the grain. I'll I'll go Panthers.
Panthers. I'm going Seahawks. I just need too
Seahawks.
much. All right, boys, it's that time. Give us your
Time
locks.
to take your pants off. Oh,
well, I mean, that's on Ryan's Twitch stream after this. You can check him out on twitch.tv.
I don't have them on.
So, Eric, if you're not sure how this works, we pick like one team that is like your absolute, out of all the matchups, you know absolutely for sure this team is going to win.
For NFL?
Yep.
Yes.
by the way, the Panthers defense is actually ranked 11th. I didn't think that they actually were that good, but they are.
Also, Eric, we always let Ryan go first because he never wins this.
Excuse me.
He
I
won last week.
Yeah.
Did he win last week?
I've
All
won the
right,
last
okay.
like 2 weeks.
He locked the Packers last week.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, who's going first for their lock? Fine, I'll go first. Give me Cincy. Locking over the Browns. Cincinnati over the Browns. That's a lock.
Yeah, I like that one. I like that one a lot. Keith, go ahead.
Give me. It's going to shock you. Give me Detroit over Minnesota.
Ooh,
Motherfucker. That's exactly
Let's
the one I was
fucking
going to say.
go.
I was going to say the same fucking thing.
I'm in your head.
I
Ryan.
kind of want to. I want to pick one that's like not one of the ones we just talked about. I'm still looking through the matchup, so y'all go ahead.
So
I think
we're right on Ryan and Eric.
I got one. So this is something that me and Rick talked about because I was debating on who to take for my defense for my playoffs because Washington is on the bye. He told me to take the Bengals. I was like, I don't know. I mean, the Browns have a good running game, and Deshaun, it's got to click eventually. So I picked the Cardinals over the Patriots.
wow.
That's your lock. That's an
damn.
interesting.
That's a good
That's a
one.
spicy one.
That is a spicy
That's
lock.
more spicy than mine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going.
Is Kyler playing?
He is. Yeah, and it's
Okay.
at home. It's a Monday night, so I'm expecting him to show out.
I'm going with the Titans over the Jags.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah, I like that one because I don't even know, is Trevor Lawrence even playing this game?
I think so. I mean, I've heard
God, I
another one.
hope so.
Do you need him? Are you out?
Me, I'm out. I think I need a miracle.
He's questionable.
I need Blake to.
I hope that
Lose
he
by
does
200.
play at least one snap, so that because I bet the under for his player prop on Prize Picks.
Oh,
So I'm hoping to win a couple grand this weekend. But my lock, I guess, just kind of going through teams we haven't talked about. This one's going to seem kind of spicy, but I am taking the Ravens without Lamar Jackson over the Steelers.
dude, Tyler Huntley's not
I
bad.
say Tyler Huntley getting the start there again.
Yeah.
He's not
Beat the
bad.
Bears last
He
year.
did
So,
well
I didn't know
last
this.
year.
But the previous starts that Lamar Jackson has not started, the Ravens are 0-4. I thought Tyler Huntley was a good backup until I heard that stat.
Well, I'm picking them
He beat
to
the
win their
Bears
first
last
one
year.
without him.
Yeah, I was gonna say Huntley beat the Bears.
See, that was. So when I saw that on ESPN, that they're like, oh yeah, they haven't won anything other than when Lamar started. I was like, hold on, like Huntley was like legit last year. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
The Ravens are 2-5 without Lamar.
What about last year though?
Uh,
Maybe that was the stat they were quoting. I don't know, because like when they said like, yeah, they're 0-4, I'm like, hold up, like I thought Huntley was like a legit backup because I remember like everyone was like
They
playing
were
him in fancy and whatnot.
1-4 without Lamar last year.
Okay.
Wow. So
They're
they might have
1-1 over
won
the Bears.
the one against the Bears, and then the last 4 they lost. But I thought he
Yeah,
balled out. Maybe it's just because he beat the Bears.
Yeah.
But who didn't? If
Yeah.
I'm being real.
Yeah. I wanted to pick the Dolphins over the Chargers, but I felt like that was too soft. I wanted to go a little bit more spicy with it. So
Yeah.
That was another.
Give me
That's
the
another
Ravens
good
over the
NFL
Steelers.
flex. Another good NFL flex flexing that game to Sunday night.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
Mike
I like it.
Williams back after
Rick,
I'm already eliminated from the playoffs.
Did you sleep on that, Rick?
What's that?
On that trade?
I forgot.
If I could pose
honestly forgot.
one more question, who is the NFL coach that will be fired by the
Nathaniel
end of the
Hackett.
season?
Nathaniel Hackett.
Oh,
Nathaniel Hackett.
I'm still going to say
Jesus.
Josh McDaniels.
No,
So,
I think
I'll-
I think he survives. They've already said it. They publicly come out and said he survives.
Yeah.
I will say Brandon Staley.
For the
Really?
Chargers? Really? That's kind of
They
spicy.
have
What has he done?
They have
That's true.
disappointed.
That's true. But I
That
mean,
is true.
they've had a lot of injuries this year, though.
True.
Like they've been without Keenan Allen and Mike Williams a lot this year.
Did you
Absolutely.
know that there are only 2 teams officially eliminated from the playoffs?
The Texans being one of them. They were the first
And the
ones.
Bears.
And the
And the
Bears.
And the Bears, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tankathon is on, baby.
Thank
So-
you, Rams.
Digging further into it, the other game that they lost was without Tyler Huntley.
So,
All
right, if I could pose a
Huntley
second
didn't play
question,
against the Bengals.
if
That
it's
was
not
the way-
Nathaniel Hackett, who is the other coach?
Who the Broncos?
No, like if it's not Nathaniel Hackett, like say he keeps a job, who is your other coach that gets fired?
Maybe Jeff Saturday?
Oh,
Is
yeah,
there
that
really a
doesn't,
firing though? That doesn't really count. Stop.
that doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
Don't tell me to stop.
Sorry, yelling at a dog.
Todd Bowles, maybe?
You think so? 1 year?
I don't know. I think he survives.
He'll get at least 2 years.
Yeah.
What about the Black Santa, whatever the heck his name is? Lovey Smith.
Lovey?
Lovey.
That's his name. I couldn't remember his name. His name like escaped me.
I don't know about, but I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I don't know. Like, he's had nothing to work with there. Like, they have
They
no.
have
like,
to realize that.
yeah. If anything,
They had to
like-
realize that last year when they fired their coach.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like, do you think like he got hired because of like everything that was going on in the NFL and political wise? Like,
yeah,
he was kind of the default, like, not black guy, like,
yeah. What was his name? Coach. I can't remember his name.
Brian
The guy
Flores.
that no before
Yeah.
the Texans coach before Lovey Smith.
Oh,
yeah,
Ben Bryan.
he's on the Steelers staff now.
Dan Bryan. Dan O'Brien.
No, not Bill
No,
O'Brien.
you're thinking of Bill O'Brien. You're thinking of Brian Flores, who's at Miami. I know it was that. I can't think of his name
Yeah,
right now. He
Brian-
was
Brian
David
Flores
Culley.
was,
That's who it was. David Culley.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh
David.
now.
Yeah,
David
David Coley.
Yeah, he was the wide receivers coach for the Ravens, who at the time they had like the worst wide receiving core.
Oh
in the league.
he and then it was him, and then it went to Lovey.
Yeah.
So who gets fired?
I'm looking right now. BetMGM has a NFL coaches in the hot seat. So it's Hackett, Cliff, Kingsbury,
Cliff.
Cliff, yeah.
Lovey Smith, and then Brandon Staley are the 4 that's on there.
Cliff
I would
and Brandon
say-
Staley are done for sure.
Cliff has got to be done, or if he's on a short as hell leash.
The
if he's
dude
not.
got fired from Texas Tech, went to USC to be the assistant, and then Arizona's like, "Hey, you know what? We want you to be our head football coach." How does that happen? Like, how do you luck into a job like that?
I don't
I
know.
don't know, but I need that look. All right, y'all, we're gonna get out of here on this Friday night. I hope you guys all enjoy your fucking weekend on Sunday. Football, no football on Saturday this week. It's weird.
Oh, hey, Navy Army.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, Navy Army.
Go Navy.
Go Navy. I'll go Navy.
Sure.
All right,
yeah.
y'all. Make sure you
Boats
hit like,
and hoes.
subscribe. All the fun links are in the details below. We will see you on Tuesday. Peace, y'all.
All right. Peace.